Yeah, just as an aside here, take that out of the way, the water is coming out in a very strange manner. It's like pulsing or something. See that? Can you see that? So there's a pause and then it builds up and comes out, even though we've got this slot. So whether that's good to notice, but well, we're noting it anyway. Whether that's going to continue, and how does that affect? Once this is settled down, will it still continue, or is it only because it hasn't settled down? And will that continue? I'm going to have to note. See, I don't think it happens with this one because it's got the chalk on the bottom, you see. So, so by actually having a perched water table, maybe we've negated a problem, but then again, it might not be a problem. It might be an advantage. So, by having something on the bottom, a layer of sand or the cylinders of wood, broom handle sort of thickness, or chalk sticks on the bottom, we actually might be obscuring the advantage of having this material down the bottom, having the sand mixed with the newspaper cellulose. It sort of somehow, I'm sure that if that happens continually over time, if you're doing double flushes every day, that's got to have an effect on the environment inside the pot. The way the water builds up, then releases, builds up, releases. Does that suck less water through the medium or more? Sorry, does that suck less air through the medium or more air through? Is this a way of actually making the anabiosis sort of thing? The way that the sort of the water backfills before it releases out the bottom, does that maintain a anaerobic environment in there, you see? Don't know. Might have learned something new today. But anyway, we'll see how we go. So yeah, we'll keep going. Anyway, next clip, and we'll see how far it goes down. If it's gone down like a litre or something like that, and then we can put on a few inches of just straight sand, and then cap it with a litre of coir, which seems to be quite cheap, easily available, and it's very brown, of course. So it's got lots of supposedly lignin in it. And it'll be attacked by the white rock fungi, okay, and release nitrogen down through the profile, and it's probably in a different form to the nitrogen that's being fixed by the brown rock fungi attacking the whitewood coming up, which is why I assume the soil here with just sand and newspaper cellulose is going green, because the walls, the cylinder walls there are being attacked, of newspapers are being attacked by the brown rock fungi, which are going basically for the sugars of the newspaper cellulose, because it's just glucose molecules all together basically, and in doing so they are driving themselves by fixing nitrogen, because nothing can grow without nitrogen apparently, fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere, which then comes up, you see, to the surface, and you get all this greening, you see. Seems to be somewhat photoreactive too, so you don't notice it. So, because back in WA, when I was at the back of my place, all the biggest Drosophila erythroica subspecies magnus something else used to grow under layers of eucalypt leaves. So they were covered, and I was wondering how they could be green, because they didn't get the sunlight for quite a few months before you had the heavy rains and things like that, and moving things about. But now we know about this like photosynthesis sort of thing. Maybe they were getting their photosynthetic pathway from this organism, this green organism, or the organism that can go green, was somehow entering the plant under that leaf layer and keeping them tickety-boo. I don't know, but just an idea I'm putting out there for fellas. Just an anecdote from my childhood, or the biggest erythroica subspecies magnus something else that used to grow over the back of my place. Yeah, I know, another line that's probably gone into the ether. I used to love the way it used to sit in the sand. I've never seen a photograph of anything coming out of WA that matches the way they used to sit in the sand. Either people aren't showing the things to us correctly, or there was really a whole other line out there, another something else out there. Whether there's a couple of remnant plants around the old folks' home village that they put on that plot of land, I don't know, but it'd be nice to go back one day and just sniff out on the edges, on the fringes of that area. You might find 3 or 4 plants still hanging on. And it'd be nice to see them if they sit in the sand the same way as they used to. And they used to have something also with the edging of the leaf. It used to be different too. So, The way it sat in the sand and also the edging of the leaf. So, interesting. Never seen it in a photograph, anything look quite like it. So, yeah. Anyway, probably gone off to the ether. See you for this clip and we'll start another one.